So now let's talk about soil types. There are four main soil types to consider when we are evaluating the soil in our pasture. The first one is sand. And so as we see up here, this top picture is representing. Where's my cursor? There we go. This top picture up here is representing sand. These are very large in particle size. As a result, they are very porous and low in nutrients, poor water holding capacity. The water can just flow right through, so they just really don't hold on to anything. That is why organic matter, which we mentioned is kind of the sponge, that is going to benefit sand because sand will be low in organic matter. Overall, sand tends to be pretty acidic, and it just doesn't work well with any plants that have shallow roots. Think of how horses can aggressively eat. They'll just rip those shallow roots out of the ground. So that is a very tricky soil texture to be dealing with. And once again, adding compost to it is a good way to combat it, but it can take a little bit of time. Also with that, when we are fertilizing sandy soil, the fertilizer, those nutrients just don't hang around. They just kind of wash away. So anything we add, we're going to see very short-term impacts, which is why it's important to change the organic matter and overall that composition of that soil. Otherwise, we're just going to be dumping a lot of money into it and not being able to maintain it. Next, we have silt. And so our silt is going to be a smaller particle size, very smooth, fine quality, kind of a mixture between sand and clay. And so it's going to be more fertile. You can still add some organic matter, and it does have a better water holding capacity than what we see with sand. But we do see it being prone to washing away a little bit. The last one is clay, and clay is a very small in particle size, tightly packed together with little air. I mean, we think of clay in general, just even if you're using an art clay, how it's kind of sticky, it sticks together. So it holds on to water very, very well. However, that means it has poor drainage. It also can kind of suffocate the roots. It gives them little room to spread. And so we want to aerate it, so make it a little bit more porous. Additionally, here, organic matter can help change the consistency of that so the plants have more room, because a lot of root systems are going to really struggle to develop and thrive in a clay-based soil. So our final type is going to be loam, which really isn't a type, but rather a combination of the three I just mentioned. And so this is the best type for agriculture because, a little bit of everything can kind of help. You can use each of those traits to benefit the soil. The clay can hold on to that water. It can, a little bit more of the nutrients as well as the silt. The sand will give it a little bit more drainage than if I just had clay. And so we do want to combine the traits of all three, and different percentages are going to really help it with those traits and making it so those traits can be most beneficial for the plants.